Good morning, my dear students. I am Muhammad Bahaddin, working as an assistant professor in ISL Engineering College, which is approved by AICTE, affiliated to the Usmania University in Hyderabad. So, in the last class, already we are discussed regarding the first problem on the spur gear, as well as second problem on the spur gear. But today we are going to discuss regarding the reciprocating air compressor in the spur gear. We are going to discuss. First of all, I will read the question. Okay, so a reciprocating compressor is to be connected to an electric motor. One type of the reciprocating compressor is connected to the electric motor with the help of spur gear. The distance between these two shafts, okay, one is gear as well as another one is pinion. The distance between the gear as well as pinion is given as 500 mm. How much is given here? 500 mm is given. The speed of the electric motor is given as 900 rpm. The speed of electrical motor, it is represented by N1 is equal to 900 rpm. And the speed of the compressor shaft is desired to be 200 rpm. The speed of the compressor shaft is given as N2 equal to 200 rpm. The torque transmitted is 5 into 10 power of 5 Newton mm. So mean torque here it is given as T minimum is equal to 5 into 10 power of 5 Newton mm. Taking the starting torque is 25% more than normal torque. Here the starting torque is given as 25% more than the normal torque. So this means that 25% nothing but 100 plus 25. It should be become as how much? 125%. 125 divided by 100, then you will get 1.25 mean torque. What we can say here? The maximum torque should be equal to 100 plus 25, it become as 125. 125 by 100, it become as how much? 1.25 minimum torque. Clear? First of all, we need to determine the first case is we need to find out the value of module M. We need to find out, as well as we need to find out the face width of the gear. So this means that we need to find out the value of B by using 20-degree stub teeth. We need to find out, as well as we need to find out the number of teeth Z1 and Z2. We need to find out the number of teeth of the gear as well as the number of teeth of the pinion. We need to find out, and pitch circle diameter PD of each of the gear we need to find out. Is it right? So first of all, you have to write down the given data. In the given data, you have to represent that the distance between the shaft is to be how much is given? 500 mm. The distance between the shaft. So this means that the distance between the shaft, one is, which one is there? One is spur gear, another one is pinion. So one is spur gear, another one is pinion. The distance between these pinion shaft distance as well as the distance of spur gear, the distance between two shaft of the spur gear as well as the pinion gear is given as how much? 500 mm is given. So it is represented by A is equal to 500 mm. Clear? Then the distance between the shaft is given as 500 mm is given. The speed of electric motor, so it is represented by N1 is 900 rpm, but our intention is there we want to convert rpm into rps. If you want to convert revolution per minute into revolution per second, just you need to divide by 60. If you divide by 60, it convert into revolution per second rps. 900 by 60, if you divide, it becomes as 15 rps. Clear? And the speed of the compressor shaft is to desired is 200 rpm. So speed of compressor shaft N2 is how much is given? 200 rpm. N2, again the same thing we are following here, rpm we are converted into the rps. N2 is equal to 200 by 60, then you will get the 3.33 rps you will get. After that, the torque transmitted is 5 into 10 power of 5. So here the torque transmitted, or we can say as the mean torque, is how much is given? 5 into 10 power of 5 Newton mm is given. Taking the starting torque is 25%. So starting torque is 25% more than normal torque. So this means that 100 plus 25% should be become how much? 100 plus 25 become as 125. 125 by 100, then you will get 1.25 into mean torque. Mean torque. Clear here? So mean torque already we know very well, 1.25 as it is. This mean torque is 5 into 10 power of 5. If you multiply, then you will get the answer is 6.25 into 10 power of 5. Clear? After that, what we need to find out? Module M we need to find out. The phase with B we need to find out. Of 20 degree stub teeth we need to find out. And the number of teeth and pitch circle diameter of the each gear we need to find out. So for that reason we have to go for the power transmission ratio. We have the formula is I is equal to Z2 by Z1, or we can say as Z2 nothing but number of teeth of the spur gear as the number of teeth of the pinion, and then D2 nothing but diameter of the spur gear, and D1 nothing but diameter of the pinion, and N1 nothing but speed of the pinion, N2 nothing but the speed of the spur gear. Clear? As well as N1 nothing but we are convert here RPS, this is RPM value and this is RPS value, speed of the pinion, as well as N2 nothing but the speed of the spur gear we are measured in the RPS. The first of all what I am doing here, we are finding the power transmission value I. What is the formula? N1 by N2. N1 is how much is there? RPM value is 900 by 200. If you cancel N by 2, it should become as 4.5. Then so I the power transmission ratio value, how much we got it? 4.5 we got it. After the getting the value of I, what we need to find out? Our intention is there, we want to find out the value of D1 and D2 we need to find out. For that reason we have to go for the pitch diameter of the pinion and gear. So we need to find out the pitch diameter of the pinion as well as the pitch diameter of the gear we need to find out. For that reason the center distance formula we are using. The distance between the two shafts, one is the spur gear and another one is pinion. Is it right? One is the pinion, another one is the spur gear. So we have the formula is A is equal to Z1 plus Z2 by 2 into module. So we have to refer the page number 203 and equation number is 12.3a. So after that if you multiply Z1 nothing but the number of teeth on the pinion into module plus number of teeth on the spur gear into M by 2. So after that here what I am doing here, A is equal to D is equal to Z into M, we can say that. Is it right? Or instead of D2 we can say it as M into Z2 we can say that. So for that reason what I am doing here, I am taking the value A is equal to D1 plus D2 by 2. Clear? If you cross multiply here, 2 into A is equal to D1 plus D2. Then 2A as it is, here we are taking as common as D1. In the bracket should be 1 plus D2 by D1. Clear? So this D2 by D1 what we can say? Power transmission we can say. So power transmission I is equal to D2 by D1. So we can represent here instead of D2 by D1 we can represent as power transmission I. So 1 plus I value how much we got here? Just we got as a 4.5. You need to substitute over here 4.5. If you add the value 1 plus 4.5 then you will get the value is 5.5. then 2a as it is 2a by 5.5. So d1 is 2a into a, nothing but how much you got here, 500 by 5.5. If you divide the whole the value, then you will get the answer is d1 is equal to 182 mm. After that we need to find out the pitch diameter of the gear. d2 we need to find out. We have the formula I equal to, okay, d2 by d1. I equal to d2 by d1. So if you cross multiply, d2 is equal to d1 into I, we can say that. So d1 nothing but the diameter of the pinion, how much we got it here, 182. And the power transmission, how much we got it here, 4.5. If you multiply 182 into 4.5, then you will get the answer is 819 mm. That is the value of d2. I hope so no one is having that doubt. So diameter of the pinion, how much is there, 182 mm, and the diameter of the spur gear is how much is there, 819 mm. After that we need to find out the pitch line velocity, or sometime we can say that it's a linear velocity, we can say that. So v is equal to pi d1 into n1 by 1000. Pi as it is, d1 value how much we got here, 182. Or sorry, instead of d1 you can present here d2 n1 by 1000. So here pi d2 is how much is there, d2 is 819 into 15 by 1000. If you divide the whole the value, then you will get the answer is how much, 8.577 meter per second. After that we have to go for which type of the material we have to select. The material selection is the most important, because we know very well if it is a forged steel, is there 0.3% of carbon heat treated steel with a static stress. We have the, you can easily get from the table number 12.7 and page number 234 from the design data handbook by Mahadevan. Sigma d is equal to sigma d1 equal to sigma d2 equal to 220 megapascal, you can easily get. Okay, after that here in which what I am doing here, we are assuming the pinion and gear are made of the same material, we are assuming them, as well as the pinion will be the weaker. Pinion will be the weaker because of, why it is weaker, because sigma d1 should be equal to the sigma d2. For that reason we can say that it is made of the same material, first thing, as well as for that reason the static strength of the pinion should be lesser than the static strength of the gear. So for that reason pinion will be weaker, we are considering. After that, hence design is based on the pinion we are designing. The first of all we know the procedure, the number of teeth on the pinion and gear. We have the formula with the help of Lewis equation, module m is equal to 3 and root 2 mt, moment of torque by sigma d1. So nothing but static strength of the pinion into CV. CV what we can say here, velocity factor. What we can say, velocity factor. K what we can say here, we can say as load factor. And y1 what we can say as form factor. What we can say, form factor. And z1 nothing but number of teeth of a pinion. Is it right? So you can refer from the page number 12.5b and page number 204. You can easily get this formula. After that, if you remove this cube root, that is make as the power is m cube equal to 2 mt by sigma d1 into c1 cv into k into y1 into z1. After that, but our intention is there, we want to find out the value of y1 and z1 and c1 we need to find out, because already we find the value of mt, moment of torque, as well as the static strength of the pinion already we know very well. For that reason we need to find the value of module m cube y1 z1 cv equal to 2 mt by, remaining terms should be how much is there, it should be m cube as it is, here y1 z1 we are taking, here remaining should be 2 mt by sigma d into cv is as it is, k as it is. So it is considered as equation number A. So in which what we need to find out, we need to find out the load factor value, as well as we need to find out the velocity factor value, as well as we need to find out the form factor value we need to find out. So we know that the load stress factor always we are considering as the 10 value we are taking here. After that, we need to find out the velocity factor value. So CV is equal to 3.05 by 3.05 plus V. So we find out the velocity factor value, or linear velocity we can know very well. How much we got it here? 8.77. If you divide the whole the value, then you will get the answer is 0.2623. Okay dear. After getting the value of velocity factor, what we need to find out? We need to find out the value of form factor. We need to find out. If you want to find out the form factor, we have the formula is y1 equal to pi into y1. So pi as it is. So y1 we can take from the Lewis equation, from the page number 204. Y is equal to 0.175 minus 0.95 into z1. So instead of y, you have to represent this value 0.175 minus 0.95 by z1. Okay, so after that we need to find out the value, because we don't know the value of z1. Again module, we have the formula m is equal to d1 by z1. Refer the page number 203 and equation number is 12.1 into d. But our intention is this whole the value, this m value and y1 value and c value, we need to substitute in the equation number a. Clear? Then let us see over here, m cube into y1 into z1 to mt by sigma d into cv into k. So m nothing but module d1 by z1 whole cube into pi. So y1 value how much is the pi? 0.175 minus 0.95 by z1. Clear? Into z1. So 2 as it is. So mt, the moment of torque we got it is the 6.25 into 10 power 5 by the static strength. We need to find a sigma d 220 into cv value is the velocity factor value is how much we got it here? 0.2623, and k value is the load factor value is how much? 10. After that, just here keep as it is only d1 cube by z1 whole cube plus multiply by pi. Just you need to multiply here 0.175 into z1 minus 0.95 by z1 into z1 equal to, if you divide the whole the value, then you will get the answer is 2166.1525. Okay dear. So this z1 will cancel. So d1 nothing but it should be 182. Diameter of the pinion should be 182 whole cube by z1 cube we need to find out. Is it right? Z1 cube into pi as it is. So here 0.175 z1 as it is. This z1 will cancel. This z1 and this z1 will cancel. The remaining should be 0.175 z1 minus 0.95 equal to 2166.1525. Clear here? Then again you have to multiply these terms here. 182 whole cube into pi 0.175 z1 minus 0.95 equal to 2166.1525 z1 cube. Clear dear? I hope so no one is having confusion. Again what we have to do here, that is most important, 182 whole cube into 3.142 into 0.175 into z1. If you multiply, then you will get the value is 3206309.462 z1. 182 whole cube plus pi minus plus into minus, it becomes as minus into 0.95. If you multiply 0.95 into 182 whole cube into pi, then you will get the answer is 174,056.79.94. After that equal to 2166.1525 z1 whole cube, keep as it is only. So if this whole the value it is moved toward this side, it become as, instead of positive it become as negative, and here instead of negative it is become as positive. Or here 2166.1525 z1 whole cube, if it is moved toward here, this positive become as negative 3206309.462 z1. Instead of positive, this become as positive here, plus 174,056.79.94 equal to 0. After that we need to solve with the help of calc. Is ax cube plus bx square. Base square is nothing but 0 only. Cx value we have to put it here, c value plus d equal to 0. Which formula we have to use? Ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to 0. You have to take this equation with the help of calc. After that, if you calculate, then you will get the value of z1 is equal to 38. So nothing but the number of teeth on the pinion is how much is there? 38. Is it right? After that we need to find out the value of how many number of teeth on the gear we need to find out. So for that reason we have to formula is I is equal to Z2 by Z1. I value is how much is there? 4.5. Z2 value is how much is there? As it is. Z1 value is how much is there? 38. If you cross multiply 4.5 into 38, then you will get the answer is 171. So this means that Z2 nothing but the number of teeth on the spur gear, Z2 is equal to 170. And the number of teeth on the pinion is how much is there? 38. Clear? After the getting the value of number of teeth on the gear and the number of teeth on the pinion, we need to find out the value of module. What we need to find out? We need to find out the value of module. So we have the formula of module, m is equal to d1 by z1. So you have to refer from the page number 203 and equation number is 12.1d. Module m as it is, d1 value is how much is there? 182. By z1 value is how much is there? 38. If you divide 182 by 38, then you will get the value of module is 4.78 mm. After getting the value of module, what we need to find out here? We need to find out the value of face width. We have the formula of face width is k is equal to b by m. You have referred this formula from the page number 205 from the Design Data Handbook by Mahadevan. Just you need to multiply over here k into m is equal to b. B is equal to k into m. K how much we got here? K we got the load factor value is 10. Module value is how much is there? 4.78. If you multiply this value, then you will get the answer is 47.82. Then you will get the answer. I hope so no one is having the doubt regarding up to here. If you have the small doubt regarding this problem, please write down in the comment box and please like, subscribe my channel. Okay dear? Thank you.